May I come in, sir?
Come.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Have a seat, Rajkumar.
Thank you, sir.
So, Rajkumar, is it your photograph?
Yes, sir, it's mine.
Okay, I see. Slightly different in
Yes, sir.
appearance.
It was captured 3 years back, so that might be the difference.
Okay.
Yes,
So, Rajkumar, as we can see that you are from Jaipur,
yes, sir.
Rajasthan. Your optional is geography. Your bachelor degree is electronics engineering from IIT Banaras Hinder University. And you have already been interviewed earlier also in 2020
Yes, sir.
and 2021.
Yes. Sir, it is my second interview here.
This is second
in
interview.
UPSC.
Okay, all right. And then, of course, you have been appointed also.
Yes, sir. I am in Indian Defence Estate Service and I'm undergoing training. I joined it in 2022, 21st February.
Indian Defence State Service.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so where is this training being conducted?
Sir,
Where is your academy?
Sir, it is in Delhi, Kent only.
Delhi,
the name
Kent.
of the academy is National Institute of Defence Estate Management, NIDM.
Oh, NIDM.
Yes,
it is
sir.
very near the airport.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. So you have opted only for IAS, IPS, IFS. Yeah, some of the services you have not opted. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And Bhangra dance is your favorite hobby.
Yes.
Journal writing.
Yes, sir.
And Taekwondo also. You have been black Dan.
Yes, black belt Dan 1.
Dan 1.
Yes.
Okay. And you have also earned many scholarships. Okay. Taekwondo, yeah. Okay, so if I ask you to, supposing there is a delegation which has come from abroad, okay, from different countries, and you have been deputed by your state government to sell to them Rajasthan, so that they can come and invest in terms of FDI, in terms of institutions in Rajasthan. What are the things that you are going to tell them about uniqueness of Rajasthan?
So first of all, Rajasthan has a unique diversity in terms of geography and culture, which will be providing the people to the various kind of need, and as a result a large customer base can be there. Apart from that, sir, since Rajasthan has a population of around 6.7 crores, so sir, as a result of which, if they are providing some establishing some industries and all, then large labor force is also available in Rajasthan. Apart from that, sir, it has proximity to the national capital, because of which, sir, it has well connectivity also. And apart from that, sir, Rajasthan is a rising state in terms of economy. So, sir, the company can establish itself in terms of and see a large growth in itself. Sir.
You also mentioned about culture.
Yes, sir.
So, what is that about culture that you would like to project?
So, different cultures, so people from different cultures have different kind of demands. As a result of which, so there are diversity of needs, and different people will be needing different things, and companies or different investing bodies can find a large customer base.
Will you not like to tell them about the culture which is typical of Rajasthan?
Definitely, sir. I'll be
telling. So the dress, the food habits, the fairs which are being organized, that they will not find anywhere.
Definitely, sir. Rajasthan has
so
a
about
unique culture in
Jaisalmer,
itself.
about so many things, about the typical dresses, the dances, the culture, the music.
Yes, sir.
So these are the things you will talk about. Besides, of course, ease of doing business.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why does it happen that the cyclones, etc., they appear mostly in the eastern part of the country and not in the western part, not in the Arabian Sea, but in the Bay of Bengal?
So there are definitely certain conditions for having a cyclone to form, and some of which are nearly a temperature of at least 28 degrees Celsius. and sir, presence of low pressure. And sir, in Bay of Bengal, due to its close nature, so the temperature is higher on the eastern side of the country. As a result of which, sir, the probability of formation of cyclone is greater on the eastern side.
Nothing to do with anything else. For example, the salinity,
Yes, sir.
the water is much more sweet on the Bay of Bengal.
So since a large
Whereas,
number of rivers pours into the
yeah,
Bay of Bengal, so as a
yeah.
result of which there is stratification of water,
Yeah.
and so the uppermost layer creates a favorable
Which part of
condition.
India is likely to be submerged as a result of the rising of the sea levels on account of climate change? The first part of India which is going to be submerged.
So since eastern part is already a submerging coast, and some of its so coast like so near to Andhra Pradesh and Odisha and West Bengal, so they have so soft coast. As a result of which, so the probability of submergence is higher on the eastern side
So which
compared to
which
the
which
west.
part? Name the name. Name the part.
So Sundarban Delta is there.
Okay. All right. Now tell me, we talk so much about demographic dividend advantage of this country,
Yes.
but don't you think that in fact education is leading to more and more unemployment, causing a lot of frustration amongst the youth? So do you think really we can reap the demographic dividend of this country?
So while it is true that education is expanding and people are seeking for better opportunities, so I believe that government is taking certain steps. For example, National Education Policy 2020 has been there. Apart from that, we are working on fronts of ease of doing business and attracting foreign investments. As a result, sir, I believe that we will be able to sir, reap the demographic dividend, given that in the window of opportunity we
Tell me some
attract.
of the schemes government of India has brought about for reaping that dividend, demographic dividend.
So we have already increased foreign direct investment in a lot of sectors. For example, in the defense sector, sir, the FDI limit has been increased to 74%. Apart from that, sir, structural changes are being met. For example, 4 national labor codes have been introduced, because of which there will be ease of doing business and companies will be will be willing to invest. And apart from that, sir, production linked incentive scheme is there. Sir, which will attracting sir, foreign investment and private
Okay, which
investment.
parts of this country are affected by something which is known as locust?
So mainly the desert region of Gujarat and Rajasthan are the mainly affected regions in
So
the
what
country.
is done to prevent that? What are the measures that are taken?
Sir, the measures are being taken on the two fronts. One is gathering information, for which sir, inter-country coordination is needed. For which, sir, there is a body of FAO which will be providing information regarding the attack of locust. And apart from that, sir, different chemicals are being poured. For example, in the 2020 locust attack, sir, use of chemicals from different methods like drones or helicopters are being done to sir, to address the problem of locusts.
Thank you. Sure.
What? Why did you start this hobby of Angra dance? Where did you learn this?
So it started from the school phase. I had some friends from Sikh community, and it became a platform where I not only made some friends but also made some memorable sir, experiences as well. So as a result of which, it started as a sir, one-off event, and then I started making it a
Right.
hobby.
You just talked about industries in Rajasthan. Would you call Rajasthan an industrialized state or not? And why?
So I think we have not been able to reach up to our potential, because there are a lot of minerals and mines potential in Rajasthan, but still only 16% of the country, state's GDP is coming from industries. So I think that there is a lot of
What
potential.
limits Rajasthan's potential to grow as industrialized state?
So number one would be infrastructure, uh, and second would be sir, our focus. So state's focus was not so much on industries, especially before the independence, and Apart from that, sir,
Oh,
skilling of
before
labor is there.
independence, it was different because Rajasthan was not Rajasthan.
Yes,
It
sir.
was several kingdoms
Yes.
earlier.
And beyond that, sir, skilling of labor is another factor which was sir, inhibiting the potential of Rajasthan. But sir, government has introduced certain schemes like Skill India Mission. For infrastructure, there is Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor and the Western Dedicated Freight Corridor, which passes through Rajasthan. So I believe that the future is so future potential is there, and Rajasthan
So
will be able to reap that.
DFC and DMIC, these are two things. From
Yes, sir.
what is their alignment, respective alignment in Rajasthan?
So mainly the district which will be affected will be sir, Jaipur, Alwar. So there is place called Nimrana near Alwar, which has an industrial hub in under DMIC. And apart from that, so states like Pratapgarh, Chittorgarh will also be so coming under so DMIC and Western
So
Dedicated
is
Freight.
DFC operational now, or it is under construction?
So certain patch of Western Dedicated Freight Corridor has come into operation, but not completely.
Not yet completed.
Yes, sir.
Ah. Okay, now tell me, uh, how is crop data collected? Crop production data. We say no, the government always comes out with this figure. So many million tons of wheat is produced this year or will be produced this year, and so many million tons of rice and so on, so on. How is that estimate arrived at?
I don't. So I'm not very sure about it. I'll go and read about it.
Okay, and what is the you know function of collector in the revenue administration?
So certain taxes are collected at the district level. For example, property tax and other different taxes, and for which district collector is the authority.
That's all. Who imposes property tax? Who imposes?
So I think state imposes the property tax.
And what does the municipal council do? Which tax does municipal council collect?
So
Tax
there also
affairs.
house tax and property taxes are there.
So house tax and property tax collector as well as municipal council both collect.
So at the village level or the tehsil level, if the municipal council is not there, say if city is not there, then district collector will be the authority.
Is there any tax on agricultural land?
So I'm not sure. Sir.
Rajkumar,
Yes, sir.
ओ मेरे राजकुमार, what is that song? भंगड़ा पे ये गाया जा सकता है?
So bhangra is mainly done on beats. So the musical element is more important rather than the lyrics. So sir, it's more about the energy which the music creates and the performer does.
Very good.
So it can be done, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
You are appearing the Unacademy for the first time,
No, sir, it's my second time. Last year also I gave my mock interview in academy.
and you had attended here the mock interview.
Yes, sir. Last year, yes.
So that did good to you, isn't it?
Definitely, sir. Everything has something to add. So as a result of which I got good marks last year. So I believe that it contributed a lot.
What was the marks you obtained?
So it was 182.
182.
Yes, sir.
It's fairly good.
Yes, I believe so.
Are you aware of the Jaipur Literary Festival?
Yes, sir. It is conducted in Jawahar Kala Kendra in Jaipur.
Jawahar Kala Kendra.
It is yes, sir. As far as I
How
can
long
recall.
you been in Jaipur?
So only for 2 years I was there in Jaipur. So 11th and 12th classes
Acha.
for my schooling purpose.
What's your hometown?
So it's Dosa.
Dosa.
Yes, sir.
DAUSA.
Yes, sir.
Dosa is a district, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Geography is your optional.
Yes, sir.
Why did you choose geography? Why not some science subject
So
or engineering?
while I was in second year of my college, there was a sir program of introducing art subject also in sir BTech degree, and there I opted for sir geography course, and I started gaining interest. Thereafter, sir, I started exploring the syllabus and all. Sir, the material which was
So this was
available was there.
introduced as part of what?
Sir, in the
During
BTech,
college.
yes, sir, during college. So arts program were also introduced in our college, so graduation degree.
It was only by the Rajasthan government.
No, sir, in IIT BHU when I
Oh,
was
sorry,
doing,
IIT.
sir, IIT BHU Varanasi,
Okay.
certain courses have to be done for sir, in regards to sir, language management and humanities.
I see.
Yes,
So
sir.
you chose geography.
Yes, sir. And sir, I also did other courses as well. But when I was going through this geography course, so I started gaining sir, interest in it. And apart from that, then I explored for the syllabus and the material which is
And when
available.
did you decide to write for the civil services exam?
Sir, although it was there in my mind since the start of the college, but sir, I made my final decision in around, sir, when I was in sir, sixth semester,
Sixth, seventh?
third year, sir.
Engineering.
Yes, sir.
You heard of Antarctica.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us something about it? Some vital facts.
Sir, it is the southernmost continent of the Earth, and apart from that, sir, it is mainly devoid of life because the temperatures and climate is extreme there, and certain specific species can be found there.
You said life.
So mainly, largely, it is devoid of life. Sir, only specific species that are adapted to those conditions can survive there.
Like?
Sir, penguin is there, and in terms of vegetation, tussock grasses are found there. And apart from that, sir, they play an important role in deciding the climate of the globe. And apart from that, sir, it is a matter of concern that a large amount of ice is being melted due to the climate change and global warming. So as a result of which, the study of Antarctica region will be important in studying the climate change and mitigating the same.
We understand that there is a particular glacier which is called the Doomsday Glacier, which is holding a very major threat to the entire region. What is this and what is the reason why it is becoming a threat?
So because after the melting of glacier, the sea level rise increases, and as a result of which there can be a large threat in terms of sea level increase because a large population of the world lives in the coastal areas. So when the sea level will increase, the places which they are inhabiting will be submerged, and apart from that, sir, as the snow melts, there will be increase in the albedo effect, which is the reflection
So
of
are
the
you
sun.
aware of this particular glacier?
So I have heard the term, sir.
It is located in which part of the Antarctica?
Sir, as far as I can recall, it is in the western part of
Yes, very good.
western part of Antarctica.
Which part of India
Yes, sir.
would be most affected by the rising seas?
So largely the areas of Sundarban Delta and Odisha will be largely affected.
Good, very good. What is geopolitics?
The role of geography that is being there in deciding the politics of a region is known as geopolitics.
Now, with the change of government in Pakistan,
Yes, sir.
do you foresee any better relations building between India and Pakistan? The geopolitics here?
So after the change in regime, there have been statements coming from the new leader of Pakistan, and also from the chief of the army, which is General Bajwa. So, sir, I believe that there are high chances of establishing peace in the region. So I am optimistic in this case, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, sir, as far as I can recall, it is in the western part of Antarctica. Which part of Antarctica?
Which part of Antarctica?
Sir,
Which part of Antarctica?
I am optimistic in this case, sir.
Is there any scope for major scope for trade between India and Pakistan?
So I think yes, there are scope because we have same culture, we have same kind of demands, and India can can play a huge role in in providing in satisfying the demands of the other country.
Yeah,
And
there
sir,
is scope worth 20-30 billion
yes,
dollars.
scope is there, so definitely.
My last question. Why can't India play a more proactive role in in developing and promoting seriously good relations with Pakistan? I feel that India's initiative can play a very important role here instead of leaving it to so many ifs and buts. Why can't India play a very proactive role in this regard? What is the problem?
So the large problems arises because of the support Pakistan is giving to the terrorism, and so time and again our leaders, for example, recently former army chief Narwane sir has also given the statement that we are willing to have establish better relations with Pakistan, given that they give up the support which they provide to the terrorism, because it is a large issue. And apart from that, sir, if things goes in the right direction, we are willing to establish peace and good relations with Pakistan.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Rajkumar, you just now mentioned about India-Pakistan relationship,
Yes, sir.
bilateral relationship.
Yes, sir.
But Pakistan says that there can't be any good relations with India unless this Kashmir issue is resolved. So do you still see any hope?
So I think it is a bilateral issue, and it can be resolved. But so in the recent statement, the new leader of Pakistan said that Kashmir issue can be resolved if both the sides come on the table. And apart from that, sir, as I said, sir, it is matter of people of the Kashmir, and both the issue can be resolved. And apart from that, our main issue is with regard to such support for terrorism, which is being done by the Pakistan.
And not POK?
So POK is certainly
That
a
is,
big issue.
that is the main
Yes,
issue.
sir.
That is the main bone of contention between the
So,
two countries.
Definitely, sir. And apart from that, both
And we
countries
have
should
been
come.
negotiating with them for the past 70 years, but without success.
So since it is a very large, complex issue, so the
that's
solution
okay.
will also not be easy, sir.
Okay.
So it might take time, but I'm hopeful that.
Can we
time will-
trust? I'm talking about India-China relationship.
Yes,
Both
sir.
are considered hostile
Yes, sir.
to us. Can we ever trust China? Considering its our experience with it in the past, its expansionist policy.
So I believe that at present point of time, there are apprehensions from both the sides, and so for that reason, we need to be cautious. But still, sir, it is sir, it is already sir, it is always a dynamic situation, and time may come where we can trust each other. But at present point of time,
See,
I
they are
believe that
taking
there
their
are
claim to
apprehensions.
Arunachal Pradesh. They
Yes,
are
sir.
not giving us Aksai Chin,
Yes,
which
sir.
they have taken by force
Yes, sir.
during 1962 war. So, and Sikkim also is considered as their territory.
Yes, sir.
So Bhutan may be swallowed anytime.
So definitely at present point of time, so there are apprehensions on side of both the countries. But sir, there have been incidents where trust have developed. For example, there was Wuhan summit so in China when Honorable Prime Minister went there, and situations so improved. And thereafter, sir, President Xi Jinping came to India in Mammalpuram. So such things like these have to go on, and only then we will be able to develop better relations
Okay.
with China.
See, India is a federal polity.
Yes, sir.
And it has been noticed of late that several state governments rather, are not getting on well with the governors who are appointed by the central government.
Yes, sir.
and it creates a lot of disharmony between them, and the work suffers.
Yes, sir.
So, should you think that we should scrap the post of governors in all these states? They have no work.
Sir, I might disagree on this point because governor plays an important role. Sir, number one, it is a constitutional post and it also act as a correspondent of the central government.
It
So
is not
to
a
in order,
correspondent, but an agent of central government. It is an agent of central government. But whatever action he takes, it is done at the behest of the central government.
sir, the nature of sir, appointment and the terms of office has been such that it might look so, but at the same time, sir, governor also plays an important role in maintaining harmonious relations between the center and state.
Okay, as a geographer, can you tell me what is the present status of interlinking of rivers?
So currently, so government is pursuing certain projects regarding the same. So for example, there is this Ken Betwa link project, so which is undergoing so construction. Apart from that, government is exploring other opportunities for the same. And so for the same, there is this body, National River Linking Project Mission. I'm not able to recall the name of that mission, but government is exploring, and wherever the things are applicable and is feasible, so they are doing this.
But is it not anti-environment? Because it involves, cutting of trees.
So that is why
The
we
tribal
cannot.
population also will be affected very badly.
So there are certain issues as a result of which, so there will be issues like environmental and social and economic, for which we cannot go in general in principle for river linkage. We have to see this on a case to case basis.
Okay. Uh, just tell me how sand dunes, you belong to Rajasthan, how
Yes.
sand dunes are formed and how ravines in Madhya Pradesh are formed. What is the phenomenon?
Sir, since majorly the landforms in the aeoline environment, that is mainly because of the wind movement. So sand is carried by the winds in a particular direction, and because of some obstacles in the some movement of sand, certain kind of landforms are formed. For example, sand dunes. So it is there. Coming to the ravines landform, it is mainly because of degrading nature of the landforms or the soil and easily erodible soil. In easily erodible soils, landforms like rills, ravines can be formed, and as a result of which there is badland topography.
So
there.
erosion of soils is the
Yes, sir.
villain.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
So Rajkumar, for a few minutes, we'll take you to the waiting room.
Sure, sir.
We'll call you again.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
So Rajkumar, you've got 182 marks in the last interview.
Yes,
When
sir.
is your interview fixed this year?
So it's on 6th of May.
6th of May.
Yes, sir.
So just four days.
Yes, sir.
Are you also going to appear at many other mocks also?
Sir, I think this is my last mock.
This is the last.
I don't want to give any further mocks.
Okay.
Yes.
But how many mocks did you take before this?
So actually, I was on an attachment to Lucknow, so that's why I couldn't give many mocks. So it is my second mock this time.
Okay.
पहला कहाँ पे गिरे?
So yesterday I went to Vajirao and Reddy Institute, sir. It's in
Reddy.
yes, Vajirao and Reddy Institute. So near there was this place called JP Siddhartha Hotel there in West Patel Nagar. Yes, sir. So I went there only.
Okay, so Rajkumar, first of all, let me say that you are good. There is no doubt about it. And you can, in the next 3-4 days which are there, we will suggest some of the things which
Sure.
will do a lot of good to you,
Sure.
just for by way of suggestions. I can say that your communication abilities are very good. Your knowledge is also fairly good in most of the areas. Your clarity is there and you appear very confident, and you were able to take even difficult questions with great ease, and your exposition was logical, and you were able to analyze the question and come out with the answers very well. Now coming to some of the specific areas, I will not go into the every question which we are asked. I will only go into certain areas.
Sure.
First of all, just the requirement for this interview, you have to prepare number one, things which you may not notice. Since you have been at Banaras University,
Yes.
please do prepare about Banaras, because it is Prime Minister's constituency also.
Yes.
So all the things about Banaras, what is typically famous about Banaras? So there, of course, Vishwanath temple is only one of them, but then there are many other things. Sarnath is there, Kabir Chaura is there.
Yes.
So, and Anandamai is there, the temple is there, and so on. And it is known for so many other things. For example, the ghats are there, and so
Sure, sir.
you must have heard the famous couplet about Banaras, Ran Saan Siri Sannyasi, Inse
Yes.
bacho to dekho Kashi.
Sure.
So there are a number of widows who come to Varanasi. Ran is that widow. So they come to Varanasi to settle down there, and ultimately they want to leave the world from Varanasi. So that is why Ran. Saan, because the animals, the
Yes, sir.
buffaloes, and they are squatting on the road and the
Yes.
streets, you must have noticed.
Yes.
Saan. Sidi, because there are almost
So,
100 ghats,
Yes.
and there are Sidi.
Yes.
So Sidi, sannyasi, there are all sannyasis
Saints,
there, meditation,
Aghoris.
all those things.
Yes, sir.
So this is why Banaras is famous. But apart from that, Banaras is famous for the Bodh, Sarnath.
Yes, sir.
It is also famous for its saris. It's
Yes,
famous for many temples. And one particular temple I will particularly say, because the Prime Minister mentions about it in every speech, and that is called Kal Bhairav temple. It is different from the Vishwanath temple. Kal Bhairav temple is one temple where all the district magistrates, all the superintendent of police, all the senior officers first have to go and pay their obeisance there. Only then they can serve in that city. So this is why Prime Minister also said that first of all I will go to Kal Bhairav temple. Okay. Then Banaras University,
Yes.
and there are 3 universities in Banaras. One is Banaras University, the other is Kashi Vidyapeeth, and third is Sanskrit University.
Sanskrit University.
So you should know the entire thing about social problems
Yes.
about Banaras. So beggary is there, and then there is Tantra, Mantra, and Yantra, which is
Yes.
there. Okay,
Yes.
and eatables. So that is about Banaras. The second thing I would like to mention is about Jaipur.
Yes.
You must know everything about the Pink City,
Yes.
every minutest detail about that. And then Rajasthan. So Rajasthan, I asked you one typical question. You must know the irrigation projects, the scope of Rajasthan in non-conventional energy sources in terms of wind energy and sun energy, solar energy.
Yes.
And then of course the canal irrigation
Indira Gandhi
water,
Canal.
how much percentage is under irrigation water, how much under underground water, and so on. What is the percentage of irrigation? What is the strategic location, importance of Rajasthan? And then DMC, of course, if that was mentioned, that how industries are going to come up because of this particular corridor. And then of course Rajasthan, the culture, the women,
Sure.
and some of the social evils associated. Originally Sati Pratha, and then the child marriages, and then concerned with Vishakha guidelines. So Bhamari Devi case and so on. So these things, you must know everything about Rajasthan.
Sure.
Then of course geography. So geography, you must know the geography of India, the importance of geography of India. So in the north, what is there? In the east, what is there? What is it that the plus points of geography in respect of India? And then of course you must know the geopolitical consideration, geo-economic consideration. Okay.
Sure.
And then so many things regarding the rivers and so on, the 7 sister states, the Sundarbans, and everything connected with the Jammu and Kashmir and so on. Coming to electronic engineering, and you must know about the 5G technology and the mobile phones. What is the computer language used there? Why the mobile phones, the number of digits is 10 in number, and so on. So, and then the semiconductor shortage, and why the cars, etc., they are not being manufactured, and the import were taking place from China, and this supply the chain has been broken now, supply chain mechanism and so on. Then you must know about the Bhangra dance, the origin of Bhangra dance, and Punjab, from which particular district it owes itself, and typical things about Bhangra dance. And then of course things regarding your own service to which you belong, IDES.
Yes.
So you must know about IDES very well. I know the time is short, but I think since you have already appeared once, you will be able to do that.
Sure,
Here
sir.
it's a challenge for you. You must take that
Challenge.
challenge. You must
Yes.
come to and get the desired service which you want. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Then things about for example, the India and its neighbors. So the foreign policy of India, how it has undergone change from non-aligned movement, the punch shield, and it has come to this level. Then, but it also learned about the tribes, the tribes about in various states, whether it is Northeast, whether it is Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, so the tribes also.
Okay.
So then typically, I would like you to study, when I talked about India and its neighbors, then about Sri Lanka and Pakistan particularly, and also understand with Bhutan and other countries.
Sure.
Then Afghanistan problem, withdrawal of troops of United States, was it a mistake? The European Commission, the Britain coming out through Brexit, was it a mistake? And then so many things about our other partners. So look East policy and act East policy and Malaysia and Singapore and Burma, all those, that policy you should know. Then certain things, very simple general knowledge things about Suez Canal and other canals which are there. So because since you are also having geography,
Yes,
so
sir.
geography automatically get connected. Automatically when you talk about geography, about IPCC, Rio plus 10, Rio plus 20, the United Nations organizations which look towards this environmental problems,
Yes, sir.
and then the public policy of this country. For example, for rejuvenating Ganges River, the Namami
Namami
Gange was there. Then for women folk, some the Ujjwala Yojana
Yes.
and Apni Beti Apna Dhan and so on.
Yes, sir.
And then about the cleanliness drive, so the Swachh Bharat and typical things about that. Then Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. The rural area people have been particularly impressed by certain policies. One is the agricultural subsidy, so
Yes,
that
sir.
is one.
PM Kisan.
Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Ujjwala Yojana, and a few others. So that has actually created a dent. So the government has actually moved to the rural areas in this way. So you must understand the policies of the public policy.
Sure.
Also understand finally the public policies of for women, for children, for handicapped, for scheduled caste, for scheduled tribes, and senior citizens. And last but not the least, district administration. Since you come from Rajasthan, and so you must understand how the revenue administration works. You see, Rajasthan is one of the very traditional, conventional states where revenue system holds a very important part, like Punjab and Haryana. So you must understand how things work in the district. So the Patwari, the
Yes,
Kanungo, the Nab Tahsildar, the Tahsildar, SDM, and then collector.
Yes, sir.
The hierarchy, what is its purpose? This is the core function. If you were to ask the question about collector, don't jump off to other functions. First is the revenue function. So you must understand what do they do. So updating of land records, then the dispute resolution between different agriculturalists, okay?
Yes, sir.
Then the record of rights and mutations. So you must understand the revenue side. Second is that you must understand the developmental activities of collector. So that takes place through the Panchayati Raj institutions. So you must know that Panchayat, block development officer at the block level, and then the Zilla Parishad. And then you must know the function of collector, magisterial functions. So lead criminal procedure code, at least 10 sections are there which relate to the executive magistrates. Read through them, understand what you can do in controlling the law and order situation. That is the important role of the collector. And third is that of coordination between different departments. So agriculture production, power, irrigation, all the departments, marketing of agriculture produce, agricultural inputs, fertilizer, seeds, everything is coordinated at the level of the collector, who is the head of the committees. And then of course the elections. So the election process you should understand very well. The role as a district election officer, role as returning officer in the case of parliamentary constituency, and then constitution of polling parties, allocation of symbol, accepting nomination papers, carrying out the election, putting the EVMs in the strong rooms, and finally carrying out the counting. And you must know why he is called a returning officer. Because he returns the successful candidate back to the constituency. That is why he is called a returning officer. Then finally the public policies. So go through the public policies. Read the constitution article by article. so that you have a good knowledge about how the polity works. So this is about the nut and shell. If you have any questions, you can ask us.
Sir, that's all I wanted to ask. Like within this limited period of time, what should be my course of action? And
You will have a recorded copy of this video
yes,
also.
sir. Yes, sir.
ऐसा कर लो, you also ask Shubham outside.
Yes, sir.
He will give you 3 compendiums on GS 1, 2 and 3
Okay, sir.
made by Rakesh Verma ji here.
Okay, sir.
A soft copy of that.
Okay.
It contains the core issues relevant for interview. So
Okay,
you go through them. That will
Definitely.
be helpful to you in the limited time available.
Okay, sir. I'll do, sir.
All the best to
Thank
you.
you
You
very
will
much,
do
sir.
very well. Don't worry.
Thank you, sir. Thank
You are already in a service, so naturally expectation would be slightly higher.
Yes, sir.
But you have the confidence, and I think your demeanor, your appearance, your body language, everything is fine. Your communication skills are also very good.
You are doing well.
Thank you, sir.
इनका
All the
सॉफ्ट
best,
कॉपी ले लो उससे.
Sure, sir.
All the best to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Best of luck.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.